Thank you for calling the Barovian Parenting Hotline. We understand raising children is hard enough when you can see the sun, and we're here to offer uniquely suited support to parents and caregivers. Our free and confidential advice is available 24/7. If you are a new parent, press 1. If your child is a human, press 1. If your child is an elf, press 2. If your child was born of a vampire spawn, put it down gently, run 30 paces away, and then press 3. If you rescued your child from dangerous circumstances and aren't sure of its ancestry, press 4. If the rightful parent or caregiver of your child is still alive, press 1. If they are deceased, press 2. In a few words, please describe the child.
Well, he's really cute, but I'm pretty sure he is a construct and he has stitches all over him. I think he was put together by a swamp witch.
You're calling to find information on swaddling infants with superhuman strength, is that right?
No. Construct baby.
You would like more information on constructing a baby, is that right?
Yes.
Please provide your name to authorize release of privileged information.
Baba Lazaga.
Baba, we've talked about this.
Oh, boy.
Hey Dungeoneers, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Strahdcast. If you like what we do here, remember to follow us on YouTube or subscribe via your favorite podcast app to get notified every time we release new episodes. Thanks again, and take your listen with advantage.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, friends. It's your handler here, reminding you to tune in to Goon Files Season 2 as we return February 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. You asked for it, and we're delivering. One thing's for sure, the group is going to be in for a chilling good time as we dive into Delta Green's Jack Frost, written by Shane Ivey and published by Arc Dream Publishing. Are they going to make it out alive? Or will a few more of our agents succumb to the horrors of the universe? Be sure to tune in and catch us live on Twitch Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, February 19th through April 22nd, and prepare to roll some sanity checks.
When last we left our heroes, Kaz attempted to retrieve the gemstone by clever deception, but Baba, discovering a Mardukov in her home, meant battle was joined despite her best efforts. Fending off both Baba and her animated, creeping hut, Dimitri was able to land a killing blow, ending Baba's long-time menace on his family. With the gem reclaimed and a newly adopted flesh golem in tow, what will our heroes do next? Find out now on the Strahdcast.
Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shuffle off this mortal coil and transport yourselves to the far, foggy realm of Barovia.
The time is yours.
Kaz does that thing she sometimes does at the end of a battle when it ends before her rage does. And the tentacles that were restraining her drop. And without even really thinking about why, she sort of scrambles toward the body of Baba Lazaga with the sword ready to strike at her. Just, dirty, gritty, just do damage however you can. And I think seeing her dead on the floor, does she appear dead?
You make your way over. And as you come to rest by her, she's stone cold, eyes unmoving. But as you draw closer, Kaz, her eyes are still open wide in shock from being lanced through by Dimitri's shadow blade and sort of just staring up into the sky. But as you approach closer, you just see her pupils shoot over to you, and her arm shoots out and grabs your arm. And she said,
I just want be a good mother. I just wanted to raise a healthy, beautiful boy. Why would he cast me out? Why?
Yeah. So I think Kaz is overwhelmed by a flood of emotions, different enough from rage that not that the rage comes down, but that everything else comes up, which effectively ends the rage. Still like a coiled snake with so much potential energy ready to drive something sharp into her, which just happens to be Cactus right now in this moment. She just looks at her still with the fire in her eyes now starting to die down. There was only so much you could do.
He was so beautiful and now so grim.
With like the last sort of flare of whatever rage is left in her. Every living evil thing had a mother at some point. It doesn't mean it was the mother's fault. And she drops the sword and kind of like staggers back a little bit. I think this is probably the most traumatically she has ever been pulled out of a rage before.
Drogar will go over to the body and will check to make sure that she's actually dead.
Yeah, I mean, putting a pair of fingers against her artery maybe, or check all the...
He does two things. He checks her pulse, but he also rolls the eyelids back. Like he goes to see if her eyes react to light in any way.
As you go to check for any signs of life, Drogar, you lay your hands upon the body and it begins to like convulse and contort and then like begins to almost melt into a cascade of cockroaches which all roll over dead. A pile of desiccated insect corpses.
I think out of instinct, Drogar kind of like pulls everybody back and breath weapons the cockroaches.
Sweeps it away.
He just like he doesn't even think. He just like he moves everybody back and just because he's seen all of the sneaky shit that she did for the past hour.
Sure.
And he's just like he's not taking any more chances here, and he just torches these.
Yeah, and it sweeps it away, and you're just left like that corner of the room, maybe a couple of the pieces of furniture of like just sort of like sparking lightly. Embers, just little embers across the span of floor.
Yeah. And I think
Irina, upon seeing that, just kind of like,
and he just kind of holds the gem in his right hand, and he's just like, "All right, Kaz, I want to say you did an incredible job with trying to reason with her."
I think Kaz is too recently come out of that and too violently to even respond. She's a little bit catatonic right now. I think she like wants to like take that in and just kind of just curtly nods, but it's just like,
it's all right. Take your time.
Yeah.
My family's enemy failed, the gem returned. This should be a victory. Why does it not feel like one?
Because, Dimitri, you are slowly coming to the realization that everyone in Strahd's Valley is a victim of his oppression. Even those directly connected with him. Lady Wachter, Papa Lazago, even the brides. They're all tools, a means to an end. And you, and he hands you the gem.
He just takes a moment, just look at it.
And you, my dear boy, today have helped deliver this valley from evil.
And he slowly reaches out a hand and takes the gem and holds it gently in his palm.
Still warm. Not spent yet.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, a young boy we once came across was so eager to use that gem for power.
He's grown up a lot.
And who better to return the final gem than you, Dimitri?
It's good work done today. Regrettable, but good. But I will not rest. And we cannot say we have victory until that monster roils in the sun.
I think we are all in agreement there. Perhaps a tad more complicated than that. But I think we are all in agreement with the final objective.
Is it over then? Can we leave this place? I don't want to be here anymore.
While this whole conversation is happening, I think over or under the hum of the grown-ups talking, I'm sneaking about and looking for the baby.
You find it. It's sort of like rolled its way, so it's just sort of leaned up against the wall.
I try to pick it up and duck around. I don't want to interrupt this conversation, but so I pick it up and just really wrap it and go around a corner, and I'm rocking it and listening to this conversation.
Give me a sleight of hand maybe, or persuasion, or whatever skill you think would best describe calming a baby.
I'd like to, while this is going on, I want to start searching the room, and so I want to roll and see if I see Winnie do this.
Sure, yeah, we can say you see her. Maybe you even make your way back outside with the child, Winnie, as it starts to be cranky.
I slip away so that it's just the the hum of voices I can hear, and I'm just looking down into its face. 18 on sleight of hand.
Yeah, you make your way out, and it's begun to rain gently while the rest are sort of dealing with the fallout of the fight. You make your way out, and you sort of stand on the front steps and hear the soft patter of rain start to plink upon the sort of wooden roof above you, and it quiets, and you pull the cloth back to reveal its face, and you too see the stitching. Heavy, like, stitches run across its pale blue skin.
And boop its little nose.
You do so.
Oh my god.
And I just did, I wrap it up.
Why did I do this?
And I look up at the rain, and Winnie just has this bewildered look on her face at how anything could be like this. And just stands on the front steps of, like, what could feel like she's back home in this little idyllic patch of countryside, holding this baby.
Wow.
With the low hum of grown-up voices.
Yeah, we'll say Irina comes out and joins you, and comes and settles next to you. Have you made a friend?
I don't know. What do we do now?
I don't know, little sister. I think we won. Ugh, this whole venture. He has ruined the lives of everyone we've come across since we left. This whole journey has been a parade of horrible things he has brought to pass.
But this is just a baby.
Yes. And what could be so horrible about that? What do you think we should do with him?
We can't just leave him here.
No, I quite agree. He's an innocent bystander in all this, and regardless of how he came to be, he's still a baby.
We should let the goats out, too.
Let the goats raise the baby.
I think Drogar, after finishing the conversation, will kind of like look around and be like, "Was Winnie and Irina?" And he'll kind of like make his way outside, and I think he just sees kind of Winnie holding this baby.
Yeah, you come out and it's they're both sat on the steps, and so you have one tall back and one little back, and they're kind of leaning up against each other.
And I just kind of walk up and kind of look over at the little baby, and I think Drogar just kind of looks at Winnie and just goes, "Well, what do you want to name him?"
Yes, a kingly idea.
Well, I'm presumptuous. Is it a boy or a girl?
Oh, I think it's a boy.
I was going to say, can I sense undead? Is it an undead?
It's not undead. Why don't you give me an investigation?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have nothing left.
Down the hall.
Oh,
12.
Down the hall.
That's fine. It's not undead. You know, it's a construct. It's a flesh golem.
Yeah.
And so you know, Drogar, it'll be a baby forever.
Yeah. Weird. Well, fuck.
No. Drogar, Irina puts an arm on your shoulder. Okay.
I'm sure there's a berserker that would like to raise a baby forever. Forever?
Yes, so then she can pass it down to the next person that wants to raise a baby, and they can pass it down to the next person that wants to raise a baby.
That's crazy.
And it will just be the berserker baby forever.
I think as I'm like, oh, what do we want to name it? And then I look at it, and like all of this knowledge just kind of comes back. And I look at the stitching. Oh my.
Okay. I'm going to ask Drogar a meta question. An eldritch voice from the beyond reaches out, and it's me. Okay. Do constructs... This is Drogar. Do constructs... Hey, Drogar. Hey, it's me, Kay. Hi. I've been following you for a long time.
Well, thank you. I'm actually a huge fan of yours as well.
You're so welcome. Do constructs have a soul? Is there a humane way to separate that soul from a very restricting body? And you think about that.
And you just think about that.
Think about that. Just think about that for a moment.
I already know the answer to separating the soul from the body in this realm, which is that
it's all too risky.
It 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. We've seen it from the beginning of the campaign. We've seen it to now. Not to be too meta, but like we've even seen it with Artemis. Like we tried to revivify him. We know he's okay, but he didn't come back. It didn't bring him back. It didn't bring him back to a body. It didn't give him a second life. DM, would I be able to divine whether this construct has the soul? Whether it has a soul?
And constructs will live on past their maker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well,
can I divine with my god to like?
Well, sure.
You know, like
why don't you give me a whatever you want?
I don't even want to say it was a natural one.
I think the natural one is as a result of the elusive nature of the question.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're 100%. There is no answer.
There are creatures that live and breathe and think that don't have souls in the ways we think of. Mind flayers don't have souls, but that doesn't stop them from existing. Demons and angels don't have souls, you know? So who's to say? But what you have seen, Drogar, what does come to mind is you have met and spoken and treated and befriended these creatures before.
Yeah.
The woman from the Abbey, right?
She wants a baby.
Whose name I'm forgetting because I'm
Vasilka.
having... Vasilka, thank you. Yeah, Vasilka. She doesn't have a soul, and yet you could rationalize with her, you could reason with her, you could speak to her. So who's to say? You know? The soul is not so different from the body, which is not so different from...
The mind.
The mind, which, you know, life is just... it's just a little more complicated than mind, body, soul. You know?
Drogar will force himself in between Irina and Winnie. All right, come on, make some room for an old culture. Right. And you see just one little gold talon kind of playing.
It laughs. It chuckles.
Irina, Winnie, I'm going to leave this charge up to you, but I would not be able to live with myself if I did not give you the information and the knowledge that I know about this sweet little thing.
Is he going to get big?
No.
Is he going to die?
No. He is a flesh golem, a construct, a creation. The only thing that I can presume is that Baba Lysaga created him so that she could forever raise her Strahd von Zarovich. Now...
Is he going to be okay? Was there magic she was doing to keep him going?
Well, she is gone, and he is still here.
Yeah.
So...
Well, we can't go around calling him Strahd von Zarovich, so I think your notion is a kingly one, Drogar. I think we should give him a name.
The point that I want to make, Winnie, is that this baby will be a baby for its entirety of its existence. Now, that is not to say that it cannot enjoy being a baby for the entirety of its existence. But we are going to have to find a home for him, and he will have to be cared for. But I just want you both to know the knowledge that he will not grow up. He will not experience the things that you and I have experienced. He will be forever confined to his infant form. It is a heavy decision to make, whatever it may be. However, my knowledge does not extend past this realm and what Strahd controls and does not control about the magic and the ways of things forming in this realm. There is a very real possibility that with him gone, things might be able to change.
Well, if he's a baby and he's going to stay a baby, maybe he has baby things here that he needs. I'm going to take him and go look around, okay?
It does not seem so cruel a fate to me, to be forever carefree, to be forever young, provided you have a family to look out for you. It does not seem too cruel a fate at all.
I agree, Irina. I think what I am trying to say is that, we are quite we tend to find ourselves in quite a lot of trouble, Winnie. Perhaps we should consider finding someone to take care of the little tot.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think you should think of a name.
Okay. I'm going to just walk around with him and think about it for a second. And I'm going to take the baby, and I'm going to slowly walk around this little hut, looking in the bassinet and on all the shelves and looking around to see if there's any baby stuff he needs. If he had a toy in the crib, or if there's a blanket around, or...
Let's do an in my searching. Did I find anything?
Yes. Great. Yes. Let me do that. Jesus. I knew this was coming, and I'm still not quite ready for it.
How ready can one be for all of this?
For a flesh golem baby.
Yeah.
Who needs a mom.
So was all of that conversation happening outside? That was all happening outside the...
It's not... There's not too much area here between inside and outside.
It all got smooshed by...
Yeah, I think while you were coming down from your shock, we were just like on the front stoop, but it was a very intimate moment. I was, as I was speaking, it was in this tone. So,
but
I was rummaging through the hut while all this was happening.
Okay, I would think timeline wise, you're probably looking while they're talking. I kind of come back to my senses while you're still looking, and probably given that you're the one in sight and I don't really sense any danger, I probably would help you. So I'll help in the looking.
Great. Did you roll an investigation?
I did not yet. Investigation is what you would like.
Mm-hmm.
I roll one too.
Yes, please.
Guidance.
You're outside with a construct baby, and I'm bad at investigation anyway. So
oh God, me too.
That's a dirty 1. 2
minus 1.
Was that a 2 minus a 1?
Hey, listen, I'm not great at math, but that's correct.
Not that
I like to call that a filthy 1.
It was a clean 11. That was 11 on a die, and I have a +0. So.
11?
Clean 11.
A clean 11, a filthy 1,
11.
and a dirty 20.
Clean as a whistle.
You search through, there's not much amongst the cabinets and the, just the sort of dressing of the room. But you look into that hole where the gem was once contained. And inside, you find what looks like a little lockbox.
Oh!
Neat.
Son of a bitch. Can I check for additional traps?
You may.
Is there a skull on the box?
Well said.
Casual.
Circling back to Goon Talk. That's one of the things I've learned as a player.
There we go.
Check for traps.
Full circle.
Kaz will hand Olaf a javelin and say,
Maybe try poking at it first.
Yes. Good idea, Kavan.
Please give me another investigation.
Clean 13.
hey! All right.
Yes, you do notice, sort of as you approach, with the tip of the javelin, as you approach and prod the tip towards the lockbox, you hear a small sizzling sound as it presses up against seemingly something like a barrier around the actual lockbox itself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Glad we checked. Give me that javelin back.
So I pull it back and I look at the melted tip and I'm like, sorry.
Why didn't you use the butt end?
That's a good question.
Nah, whatever. I'll just give it to Irina.
There's a practice javelin.
Yeah. If you can throw this straight, you can throw any javelin.
It's a stage javelin.
That was good.
So you can tell it's magically warded in some way. So you would need a dispel magic or something to break through the magical protections on it.
Yeah, so I would just move on until Drogar or Winnie were in the area again. Or Dimitri if he's around.
Dimitri could do it. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's actually probably in there with us unless he went outside with...
He's still inside and sort of just Dimitri is a little hard to read right now. It's a strange situation for him. I think he's working through a lot. But yeah, you maybe he's looking wistfully out the window and you kind of
I think I might even recognize that that kind of look that someone gets after their first kill, maybe, or their first up close and personal kill.
Sure.
I think I use this protective spell as the thing to get his mind off of it. So I think I see him, but then I slowly approach and slowly kind of put my hand on his back and
he jumps a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Easy, lad. I've got something I could use your help with.
Yes. Anyway, I can help.
This lockbox down here, it looks like it's magically protected.
Oh, yes. No trouble. And he steps forward and, does his little stick arrivade. And you see, all around, the...
All right. Control yourself,
What
Campbell.
was once a sort of, invisible barrier glows gold for a second and then shatters into, little bits of dust. And it is unwarded. You are able to proceed.
Yeah, then I'll slowly reach down and be
well done, lad.
And then he'll pull it up and hold it up, and then he'll just look up at Dimitri, and I'll just be like, we've all done some hard things here. We're finding our way to a better place.
Yeah. The road to greener pastures is often littered with broken fucking glass.
Aye. And I'll put a hand on his shoulder. But there are friends there to help you pick up that glass.
Thank you, Olaf. I am glad you have joined us.
Me too. It's nice to have some friends you can count on that bring some new power that you haven't seen before.
I've never seen anything like them before.
I'm starting to dare to dream.
I know. It's something about them, isn't it? I had trained myself not to hope. Trained myself to suffocate any flicker of a brighter future. To try to protect my soul from the disappointment, the pain, the loss. Something about them, they just come in and sweep it all away.
Yeah, they opened the door. Now it's time for
us to walk through.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And he claps a hand on your shoulder.
And then Olaf gives him a little fist to the chest. I a little harder than he meant to.
Yeah, no. He looks robust, but Dimitri's a little weenie.
Yeah. And then Olaf will give a little chuckle and then just grab his hand back and then give it a good squeeze.
Nice. Sick. That was cool. I never even thought about that, but you two being native here, that was cool. Yeah, but the lockbox is open if you want to open it now.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think I'll hold it and just bring it outside.
Sure, great. Okay, cool. Then let's head back to Winnie.
I'm investigating.
Yes.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I was kind of my... What the fuck is that? It's still alive? Is the plan not to throw that thing in the nearest body of water?
I don't think we're going to throw it in the river anymore.
What thing? You mean the baby, Kaz?
The construct baby, and why not?
It's just a baby.
It's just a construct baby, so why not?
I know, but look at his little face.
Skin's kind of crawling.
Kaz.
Rage building.
I pick him up under the arms. Look at him's face.
It blows a snot bubble.
That baby had better roll a nat 20 persuasion check against me.
The baby's going to roll a persuasion check.
I got a 10.
Not very good at will saves. I'm just curious. Listen, if my friends say don't kill the baby, I'm not going to kill the baby, but I just want to know how I feel about it.
Yeah! You think it's cute, Kaz!
Natural 3 for a 4.
You think it's cute!
Drogar comes up and puts an arm around Kaz.
Yeah, you hold this thing up in my face, and it blows a little snot bubble, and I was like... And I Kaz, puts up her dukes, she's ready to punch this thing, and just...
I guess it's not completely hideous.
Look at him's nose.
Yeah, it's kind of shaped like a mushroom.
Yeah, he got a little mushroom nose.
Yeah.
I like him. It's okay. And I walk past Kaz and I give a little pat.
As Kaz's nose is twitching.
And she twitches. And I go.
She slowly sheathes her sword.
Drogar comes up to Kaz and stands next to her and goes, "It's not an easy decision, is it?"
No. What's that thing going to grow up into? What kind of monster is that going to be?
Nothing.
How do you know?
It's a flesh golem, Kaz.
Yeah, so what if it grows up into a giant, scary, evil flesh golem?
They don't grow. Kaz, it'll be a baby forever.
Are you telling me someone's going to have to do the worst part of raising something forever?
Some people would call that the best part.
Not it.
It's okay. You see, Baba Lysaga wanted a child.
Oh, yeah. Baba Lysaga, paragon of sanity.
True.
Paragon of sound thinking and good judgment.
Touche, Kaz, touche. Well, what would you do, Kaz?
We've already established what I would do.
You would annihilate it.
It involves a sack and a body of water. I also would not want to be a baby forever, so I'm going to do my best to put aside self-centered thinking and imagine that I either want to be a helpless, stupid baby forever, or...
You're not stupid, baby. Don't listen. You're not stupid.
Or someone stupid enough to want to take care of a baby forever.
It's easy so far.
All right, great. I won't kill it. That's fine. Okay, listen. I've seen a lot of weird stuff in this valley, and especially today. I've been enraged twice. I've been a frog.
You have been a frog.
You also were the smartest lady in the room for a while.
Well, let's unpack that. How do you feel about being
Let's unpack that later. What I'd really love to unpack is being a frog. It actually was very enlightening in a way. And the most important lesson I'm willing to take away in this moment is a kind of live and let live sort of lesson. That baby's not going to hurt anyone. I don't think I need to kill it right now.
Drogar embraces Kaz.
What are you doing? Oh, you're hugging me. This is okay. I see your intention. Okay. Yep. All right. Bring it in. Okay. Like a couple of pats on the back.
Kaz, I'm very proud of you.
I feel like you think this is for me, but I think this is actually more for you.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, Kaz.
Right back at you, big guy. As we're both like trying to out-pat each other.
I get what you're saying, Kaz. In most of the time, I feel myself pressed on all sides by unstoppable thoughts of despair. But when I'm a bird, well, I still feel that way, but I'm a lighter. There's something simple about being an animal. Or a baby, maybe.
Or a frog.
So, Winnie, you are investigating about
18.
18 investigation. And what are you're looking for?
I'm looking for anything that looks like it belongs to the baby, like a little blankie that he sleeps with, or any little toys, a bottle, any baby supplies that we need.
You sort of pull yourself up into the bassinet, and he there amongst the sort of like tattered and the little dirty linens that line it, knitted blanket in there with little holes all running all through it.
I'll pull it out and I'll like throw it over my shoulder while I carry him around.
This is giving me big like Into the Woods, Little Red saying, "I'll be your mother now" vibes,
I'll be mother, to quote me.
It's okay, Birdie. I'll take care of you, Birdie.
I'm gonna go look at Arkenvar's skull.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Look for Arkenvar's skull.
It's right outside. You saw it when you
right
walked
outside.
in. Yeah,
I've been holding on to it for like fucking 30 minutes
She
now.
never even got to get into it.
She didn't even set the alarm on the skull
she
when she
parked
got
it
out.
outside. Boop, boop.
Yeah. It's right outside. I drew it on the map there. You can see. Yeah.
I have a secret task I would like to do while Drogar is walking out of the house.
Oh, I don't like that.
Can I text you about it?
Sure.
So mysterious.
What do you got?
Sneaky.
But what do you got, Drogar? Well, that's happening.
Well, fine. I'm gonna text Tyler.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna
Tell him,
text.
just tell him
Text me too, okay? Keep me looped in that. 1, 2, 3, wait.
Kaz and Olaf are gonna secretly open the lockbox together.
Oh,
with
yes.
no one else.
I'm going to try to commune with Arkenvar.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
I think I I have this armor. This I'm this very armored knight right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I place my shield down in the mud, and I place my mace next to my shield, and I kneel on the shield so I'm not kneeling in the mud, and I just put both hands on the skull. And I breathe in, and I just use all of my mental fortitude and all of my essence to try to reach into what's left of this once ancient, incredible creature and try to see if there's any aspect of it left.
Okay. Give me. Just roll plus wisdom.
16.
You place your palms against it, Drogar, and you try to channel a vestige into the remains of this once mighty dragon. And as you stand there with the rain pouring down onto your shoulders, for a moment, all seems quiet. And you kind of start to come to be convinced that
there's this skull so disabused in Baba's service for so long has maybe and taken too far from the rest of its remains. Maybe there's not much left, but just as you kind of like pull your hands away and turn away from the skull, you feel a rushing of wind, and it kind of comes up underneath you and carries your cloak a little bit. And the wind almost kind of like lifts you up and your head towards the sky, and you see along the gray clouds overhead sort of a shimmering. It looks as if the clouds are about to break a little bit. They become lighter in sections, and it's at first it's just this sort of like long sliver, and then like it's almost like you're looking for like shapes in the clouds, but you see great wings spread and flap and fly off southward back towards Arkenvost.
So Drogar like does that, and then I think he kind of falls back, and he gets his footing again because that wind like lifted him up and all of that. And I think he just like looks up and he's like, "All right, then I'll see you back at the castle." And he knocks on the skull and like grabs his shield and his mace and heads back toward the house.
Great. Give me another investigation check.
You guys.
You can do it with advantage.
What is it? Remind me what you're investigating.
It's secret.
A secret.
Oh, a secret one.
17.
Awesome. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, with all this secret stuff going on, I think while Winnie's thing's going on and Drogar's talking to Arkenvost, I think we'll open up the lockbox.
Great.
Sweet.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So it's us, Dimitri, Irina, unless Irina came with you.
I think I do my little snoop. I get whatever I get, and then I'll come into this main room. I'm just holding the baby and pacing around. Mm-hmm. I'm on baby duty now, but I'll watch what y'all are doing.
Okay, I imagine we're probably like right on the front step, like probably stepped outside.
Inside you open up the lockbox. Inside, you find a pouch containing 1,300 gold pieces.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
Embry, we're buying your store.
A glass vial, which I think you would be able to recognize specifically, Olaf, as oil of sharpness.
Oh.
A perfectly smooth, round stone, which you cannot immediately identify, and a diamond.
We should have came here first.
God. Oh my God.
All right, hold on to that.
Yeah, I think Olaf's like, "Oh, sweet, this is a diamond." I haven't seen one of these before.
Well, the three of us are like,
Hey, did you guys ever need one of these before? It's pretty neat.
Heartless.
I'm glad you think it's funny, Tyler. Because right now I'm so lots of my warrior friends have died before. I don't know how you handle death of your friends. All right, give me that.
You know what?
Let's, and everyone, please level up.
Wow. Jesus, God.
Yes!
Level 9?
Oh, it's on, baby!
Level 9.
Holy shit.
Is Irina 3 now?
Irina's going to get 2.
Or 4?
So she's gonna
Yeah!
We are power leveling her.
Yes!
I'm on babynames.com.
Everybody take 300 gold, which is the 4-way split of it.
Do you want to do that in game? Do you want to split the gold?
Sure, I'll do that in game. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it in game.
And then what kind of leveling up do you want to do out of game right now, Trevor?
I just want to make sure everyone is level 9 and ready to go.
I can't remember if we have done a level up on air before.
We have not.
We have not. Okay, so there you go. So what we typically like to do at this table is that we effectively what we're doing is rolling HP with advantage, but Trevor rolls and the individual player will roll and you take the better.
And if you get the same number.
We haven't really come across
We haven't come across that yet.
I think at our table you just take it. If it's the same number, just take it.
I don't know why. That's just how I learned to do it.
That's how I've always done it.
That's how you've done it too?
Yeah, that's just how I've always have always done it.
Yeah.
It makes for
really beefy characters.
That's true. It also, like, I mean, you have the option in game to just take the average by the rules.
Yeah.
And I think you still get the excitement of rolling a die, but you get something that more closely...
Without the stinging low roll, because you still get the stinging low roll every once in a while.
You still can. I could roll a 1, you could roll a 2. It could happen.
I rolled a 5. I'll take the 5.
Well, that's the average.
Yep.
So that works out.
We're D8, right, Campbell?
We are a
Clerics
D8.
is D8, yeah.
All right, Trevi.
And 4.
7.
Take the 7.
Nice.
All righty.
3.
5.
Take the 5.
Oh man, I broke into the 60s of hit points.
Here we go.
Way to go.
And Kasle, I got a 4 for you.
You got a 4. All right.
I've rolled really low on all of those.
You're doing that on purpose.
You got a 4. I'm going to be very careful about which D12 I choose.
There
I got
you
a
go.
5.
Take the 5.
Nice. There we go.
Okay.
Take the 5.
All right, peace clerics have new peace cleric spells.
Yeah, you do.
I now always have prepared Greater Restoration and Rary's Telepathic Bond.
Ooh.
Obi-Wan.
That's going to be funny when Drogar's in the middle of battle and suddenly you pop into my head.
I gotta look
And
up
I'm
what
like-
it does.
I'm
But,
like,
I mean, it's
"Oh,
called
Winnie,
Telepathic
I
Bond.
didn't see you there.
You forge a telepathic link among up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, psychically linking each creature to all the others for the duration.
Oh my god, that is exactly what we fucking did.
Until the spell ends, the targets can communicate telepathically through the bond whether or not they have a common language. The communication is possible over any distance, though it can't extend to other planes of existence.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's
And it's a
very-
ritual, so you don't even have to spend a...
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I've never had a ritual spell before
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm sure you
that
have.
I've like identified. I've never used a ritual spell like in that way.
Yeah, that'll be the first one that you would like use. You know what I mean? Like
Is wow.
Water Walk is a ritual spell, Divination's a ritual spell, Meld into Stone.
What'd you get?
As a cleric of the life, Mass Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Helpful.
Ooh, that's fucking awesome.
And Raise Dead.
No fucking way.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Strahd's not the only one that can summon an army.
Oh, that's What does Raise Dead actually do?
You return a dead creature you touch to life, provided that it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
Wow.
Wait a minute. How
The
long has
spell-
Artemis been dead for?
Not that long.
The spell...
Shit, we burned his body. What the fuck?
It's not worth it, man.
Yeah.
Don't go back. Don't go back.
The spell also neutralizes any poisons, cures, non-magical diseases that affected the creature at the time it died. The spell doesn't, however, remove magical diseases, curses, or similar effects. If these aren't first removed prior to casting the spell, they take effect when the creature returns to life. The spell can't return an undead creature to life. The spell closes all mortal wounds, but it doesn't restore missing body parts. If the creature is lacking body parts or organs integral for its survival, its head, for instance, the spell automatically fails.
Wow.
That would include Artemis at
Yes.
this point, I think.
Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears.
So yeah,
Wow.
it's revivify, but it doesn't have to be right in that moment.
Hey, that sounds like it sucks. If I ever die, don't use it on me.
You would hate that.
I would hate that. Not only would you bring me back from a peaceful death,
Then you would die.
but I would be
kill you.
but I would be worse.
Ned, I just looked at our 5th level spells and I have some fucking ideas.
So let's talk about the one that is on my mind, which
Is
is
it the first one?
fucking Flame Strike.
Oh, that's not what I was looking at. You were talking about setting people on fire, and I was thinking of commune.
Yeah, that tracks.
With our god.
Tracks.
Also scrying. I can scry now.
As a sorcerer bane, I love Flame Strike.
So Flame Strike.
Bring on the AoE.
A vertical...
They scry now.
They scry now. A vertical column of divine fire roars down from the heavens in a location you specify. Each creature in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range must make a dexterity saving throw, and a creature that fails takes 46 fire and 46 radiant damage.
Hey gods,
combined.
4d6?
4d6.
No, 4t6. 4t6 damage. Yeah.
4d6 plus 4d6.
40d6 of damage.
So you have an opportunity of doing 48 damage if you roll all sixes on that.
Base level 1 in 24 odds of getting max damage. Can I ask a really dumb question?
Yeah.
You might.
What level are we?
9.
9!
My rage damage goes up.
Okay, what do you get at level 9? Don't you get a berserker thing?
You know, that's a great question. And had I been looking at the correct level,
you would sure find out.
Sorry to put you on the spot there.
Okay, you get another die for your brutal critical.
I get brutal critical.
Yes!
Beginning at 9th level, you can roll 1 additional weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack.
Holy shit.
This
What is
increases
that?
to 2 additional dice at 13th level and 3 additional dice at 17th level should we survive that long.
So, Kay, what does that mean that your max damage is with Cactus?
Oh, that's a great question. Let's assume I'm using Cactus. If I'm not raging, it is 2d6 plus 5 slashing. If I am raging, it's 2d6 plus 8 now that I'm level 9. If I get a critical, so then I roll 5d6.
5d6.
5d6 plus 8.
Wow.
So
what's
that
5 times 6? 35 plus 8.
You could get
43, potentially 43 points of damage if I get
on a
damage.
single swing.
If I roll 6 on all 4 dice, which is a 1 in 24 chance.
Yeah. On all 5 dice.
Is that include? Have you been doing savage attacks too? Does that include savage attack? Just as a half orc, anytime you get a critical hit, you add 1 more of the weapon's damage die. Which is why half orcs make such good barbarians, because they already get this critical hit extra die.
You are, I love and hate that you are correct, because I have not been doing that.
Now we know.
I forgot that savage attacks was a thing, but there it is right there on my sheet. It's right there on my sheet right there.
Well, all the better now that you have it. It only took 9 levels.
Our bodies all went through some changes last night.
At level 9, I get to roll 2 additional damage dice. Can you believe that?
That's it.
So for the listening audience, that is 6d6
plus 8.
That is up to 44 points of damage on a crit.
She thick.
36. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. 36. 36 is the max damage on the dice, and that is also a 1 in 36 chance of happening.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. What about you, Olaf? What do you got, Bubba?
Pretty boring. I just get ability score improvement. So
that's not boring. That's the best thing there is.
That's not boring. You took another rogue level, yeah?
My dex is, yeah. Well, either way, another fighter level or rogue was basically the same thing.
Right, because you're either 6 or 4, right?
Yeah, the only option difference was I could change my fighting style if I went fighter.
So you're 5 and 4 now,
5
correct?
and 4 now, and max dex.
20?
So, oh, yeah.
You're a
my
20
God,
dex.
Olaf has a +5 to dex.
Yeah.
Look out.
Olaf
Look out.
Hitting hard.
I think we're ready now, Trevs.
Okay.
Well, first things first. I've taken the honor of divvying up this gold into 4 separate piles.
Oh, gosh.
Olaf, consider this your first...
Now, hold on. 4? There were 6 of us last I counted. No, I'm just teasing you, Drogar. You are the heroes. You are entitled to the spoils of victory.
Talk to me when you hit level 8.
Olaf. What level are you? 4 now?
Yeah, Irina's level 4 now.
Well, there's 4 gold pieces. Anyway.
I can't.
Go buy yourself a nice toy at Blinsky's.
Olaf.
How very fucking dare.
Olaf, consider this your first paycheck.
I found the gold. Shouldn't I divvy it out?
That's a really good point.
So here you go, Drogar. Here is your first payment as part of my team.
Touche, Olaf.
Yes.
Got him.
As they say in Elturel, touche.
Do I get a divvy?
Oh, yeah, you can have the rest, little one.
Get me that. Anyway, here's your 300 gold. Do with it what you please. Winnie, for you, as many toys as you could possibly fathom.
Oh my gosh.
And I hand her a pile.
Jeez, I'm holding a baby with my other hand. And so I take this sack and it And Winnie looks like, I think Winnie gets like a little teary-eyed for a second. She's never seen such an amount of money. and immediately is thinking about if she can just get home. This could rebuild anything.
It is yours to do with what you wish. I have a good feeling that you'll put it to good use.
Who has the bag of holding now? Honestly, this weighs as much as I do, and I don't think I can carry
I'll
it
hold
around
it for
even
you.
in my bag.
That's fine.
Are you going to give some to Irina and Dimitri?
Of course.
They get the same amount.
I'm coming to it. Hold on now. Guys?
Yeah, it's all right. Just keep it in the bag of holding. I don't really know what good gold is here.
But you do know what good it is back home.
We could find out. We should talk. When we go back, we should talk to Danica. We should talk to all the people and see, maybe they could use it. I don't know. I couldn't spend 300 gold, I feel like, in my whole life.
As the eldest here, I have had more than enough years to save, spend, and give wealth. So I will be giving you my share, Irina and Dimitri. 150 gold pieces split between the two of you. And whatever you so choose to use it for, gods preserve you. But Vallaki and Barovia have a much greater need for gold than I do in my old age. And besides, this resplendent armor and the company in which I keep is more than wealth enough.
Well, that's very generous of you, Master Drogar.
I think you guys should take half of mine, too.
This was all too terribly much. Are you quite sure?
Gold is great, but it doesn't make a good spear tip.
Only too true. It's too soft. For my part, I intend to take this and allow it to be the first of the seed money for rebuilding my home.
Yes.
A noble cause. And allow us to help you in spending that money in right places. Perhaps we can sequester some of the lumber from Kresk, knowing that they have such tall trees.
One thing at a time. Let's get back there first before we decide on anything else.
Putting the cart before the horse, so to speak.
The cart. The horse. We gotta
go! Great.
There's only one thing I would like to take some of the money for. And he kind of pulls out the diamond. It couldn't hurt to have a second one, should there be one in the valley.
Purchase another one, you mean?
Yes.
I don't know where we would get one from.
Well,
we didn't know where we were going to get this one, and we did.
That's true.
We need but simply ask. There are many powerful people in this valley.
That's true. I think I will give my half to the resistance leaders, and then I'm going to save the other half for when I get home.
I think that is a wonderful idea, Winnie.
And then I'm going to take 5 just for me. Okay.
The thing you'll come to learn about coin, little sister, is that it certainly can't buy happiness, but it can buy dresses, and that can make you very happy.
Irina. I just figured out what I want to spend my extra 5 on.
What's that?
I want a new outfit for my birthday party.
A wonderful idea.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Is there a talented seamstress or a tailor in Vallaki?
I'll have one by the time you're back.
At this point, how is the baby doing? Is he sleeping?
Yeah, the sort of commotion coming to a draw. He sort of tuckered himself out and is now just dozing.
We should probably go just in case this house turns also into a spider again. Do we have everything you need? Do we have the gem?
We thoroughly searched everything.
Yeah, one last quick scan.
I have the gem and the diamond.
What if there's another diamond? Yeah,
and the money.
We would like to take 20 and thoroughly search the house for any other goodies.
While they are searching, because I did a secret search on my own and I found something.
Oh, what the hell?
While they're searching, I'm gonna take a little stroll around. I'm gonna do the baby dance, where you hold the baby and you kind of rock and walk, and I'll do the baby dance all the way around the house so that he's still sleeping.
I'll look at the skull and be like, how the fuck are we going to move this?
Good
question.
It flies, right?
Do you know how to fly a skull?
No. But
I don't know how to fly a skull.
I don't know. Magic has never really been my thing. My spell list consists of one spell, which is hit enemy hard.
It's a good spell, Gaz.
Oh, it does a ton of damage. It's great.
Mine's pretty similar. Drogar?
Yes, Olaf? What can I do for you?
Do you know how to fly a skull?
Oh, crumb.
Drogar wants to do an Arcana check on the skull
Mm-hmm.
and see if it is radiating magic of any sort, like a spell that has been cast on it or anything like that.
Sure, yeah. Sure, give me an Arcana check.
Dirty 20.
You remember when you first approached... Actually, no, it wasn't there, so you wouldn't have seen it.
You've
seen her fly in the skull. And looking at it now, appraisingly, it's almost like, there's kind of like little heat waves of weave coming off of it, because whatever magic was placed upon it has now vanished. Like whatever enchantments were upon it are broken now. And so it's kind of like, it's like a little radioactive the lingering trails of weave that once wound around it.
So it's safe to discern that the enchantment or whatever spell was cast on it is gone because she's gone.
Yeah, presumably, whatever spell she put on it.
That the skull could not just magically fly by itself without her. Yeah. So Drogar is going to kind of place a hand, and we kind of hear this.
Well, Olaf, that is a very, very good question. It seems that the ability for the skull to fly was directly tied to Bablazaga. She had either enchanted the skull or cast a spell of some sort, and I do not believe myself strong enough to move this for as many miles as it takes to get to the keep.
At that point, Winnie is coming around the other side of the house and is hearing the last little snippets of what you're saying. And as you're talking about the magic that's still kind of wafting off of it, she's standing there with the baby and is like watching you and listening and gets an idea. And Winnie will be like, "Can I try something?"
Be my guest, please.
And she walks over to the skull and looks at the magic that's kind of like wafting and radiating off of it. And she like experimentally sticks a hand into it. And from like inside Winnie's mind, she's having one of those experiences where the Way Warden, when he communicates like a new skill or something to her, it's not like she hears his voice in her head. It's just like she gets an idea and is kind of following the thread of that. And so she walks over and sticks her hand in and can feel like as she turns her hand over, this flight magic is still kind of weaving its way through her fingers. And she gets this sense from the Way Warden that there's something there to make. There's something that she can make out of this. And so she'll walk over to the skull and still with like one baby in the arm and with the other arm, she's going to reach into that wafting magic and pull out a thread and draw it in a circle around the skull. And then she's going to see another one. And almost without knowing why she's doing it, she's going to grab another thread and pull it around the skull. And these kind of shimmering eraser dust edges start to form a sphere around the skull as Winnie casts Otaluk's Resilient Sphere.
Ooh!
A fucking course.
Are you seriously telling me you've never read The Wheel of Time?
I haven't. I've seen some of the show.
Yeah. That's it though. That's where weaving comes from.
I think she's weaving. She's like she's attached to the thrust of magic, and the Way Warden is just leading her into a new way to utilize this leftover magic. And as she pulls these flying weaves around, this shimmering sphere starts to encase the skull. And the part of the spell that I'm looking at, and this is something I have prepared in Peace Domain, because it's literally supposed to keep something safe. Mm-hmm. The part that I'm looking at is that the sphere is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature or object inside.
Yep.
An enclosed creature can use its action to push against the sphere's wall and thus roll the sphere to up to half the creature's speed.
I can't believe you have that fucking spell. That's incredible.
That's great.
It's one of my prepared Peace Domain spells.
That's amazing. Yeah, so you could you can wrap it around and you just carry it like a balloon.
Yeah. We can just roll it away.
Yeah.
So when
you can tie a length of rope around it and just pull it like a balloon.
She's the fucking chosen one. She's literally the fucking chosen one.
I finish doing this until there's like until it's like in its own little eraser dust shimmering cage, and it's making a little sound, and she just takes a couple of steps back and
pats the baby and then like looks at you expectantly to like see if it'll work.
And Kaz, who has no sense of magic whatsoever, is like cracking her neck like, it's all right, I can probably handle it, and goes to like squat thrust this thing and sends it through the fucking ceiling.
I was expecting that to be much heavier.
Yeah, you send it and it just like shoots up in the air and then like slowly starts floating back down. Yeah, and it comes to rest in your palm, Kaz, and you're just looking at it. And so it's like she's holding this whole big inflated beach ball in her palm, just holding it in the air.
You know, I'm happy to carry it, but I actually don't think anyone would have a hard time carrying it.
Dimitri comes over and he's like, his face rumples up and he's like looking at it, and he's like, you know, kind of just pulling at his chin. He's like, oh, no. It was very good work.
Drogar just like
has a proud dad moment.
Drogar just looks at all of this happening and he's just like, he's so amazed, even though like he knows, he's seen what she's capable of, and she keeps, you know, like, but like it's just moving at such a pace now that is so incredibly talented. It's virtuosic in the way that she's performing this magic, and I think he just drops to a knee and like pulls her in as he's like looking at this floating skull now, and he's like,
that was cool, right?
That's unbelievable.
I knew Otaluk.
Do you know who Drogar definitely knows is Volo?
I do absolutely know Volo.
Drogar definitely knows Volo.
I definitely know Volo. I think Otaluk was long dead by the time Drogar was around, but I love that idea though. That he's like, I was there when you first cast the spell.
I kind of feel like you know everyone.
Yeah, I think
like maybe you didn't meet him personally, but I don't know. You went to one of his lectures.
Yeah, you know Tasha and Big B and all of them. Yeah,
yeah.
Xanathar.
Yeah,
I was definitely after Balderan. Like that was. I was definitely after that, but yeah, I probably know the. Not that I'm like close with them, but I know of them. Like I've probably seen them at some point.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to misdirect us.
Yeah, so I pull Winnie in, and I'm like enamored by the fact that she cast that spell. And I'm looking at the skull, and I'm like, Winnie, you have once again left me speechless. I don't even have words to describe how proud I am of you. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Well,
that sorts that then.
I give you a big hug.
Oh.
And in your ear, I just say, you make me feel so powerful.
Say more things that make Ned cry.
I didn't know this was going to be a crying one.
When Ned's around, every day is Father's Day.
That's true.
Oh my God. I think at that point he puts like two hands on her shoulders and is just going, but Winnie, you are powerful. Without me, without any of us, you are a force to be reckoned with. And I can only thank the gods that I lived long enough to see you coming of age. I think he just gives you another big old hug.
Just hold you. And I rest for a moment in your arms.
Oh, let the baby breathe.
Also, yes, yeah. I got it.
It doesn't need to.
Oh, no!
All right, well, I guess drowning it wouldn't have done anything.
Get it? Because it's dead.
Yes. Kaz, feeling a little overwhelmed secondhand by all this outpouring of emotion, walks by like Harlem Globetrottering a magical sphere full of dragon skull.
She
is with
Are you Jimmy Pipping it like you're rolling it down your arms?
Yep. with both glee and reverence. She is like spinning this skull on her finger and just like kind of gives a Winnie like a playful elbow in the back as she's embracing Drogar and says,
"Don't let it go to your head, kid." Hey, Olaf. Maybe we should get Desi ready to go. Where? Wait. Oh shit. The cart. Oh
no. We're all like having those moments.
Strahdcast features Campbell O'Hare as Winnie, Kay Devine-Jones as Kaz, Ned Iannacone as Drogar, Tyler Kanter as Olaf, and me, Trevor William Fayle, as your DM.
You're the ones gotta stop Snape, patrons. Not me, not Hermione, you. Special shout out to our newest patrons, Gordon Foster, Tidbit the Bun Dog, Initiatives Please, and Mirka. Welcome to the party.
If you're not ready to support us financially, there are still plenty of ways to help us out. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Critical Fail DM, binge Madness and Mercy on our YouTube channel, and join us there every other Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time when we do live listens of new episodes of the Strahdcast. Or rate and leave us a review wherever you like to listen. Thanks, Dungeoneers, and take your day with advantage.